Hello everyone. This is a brief message before this video really gets into it. Of course, you know, three of us, we love doing these reactions. We really do enjoy our time spending together, reacting to stuff. You know, you guys can't really see the footage. So the thing is, there was some slight technical difficulties. For some reason on my laptop, I capture with OBS. There's the footage you see of us reacting to stuff during the pay-per-views, I record using OBS. For some strange reason, I don't know why, it may have to do with the fact I needed to update the OBS, I'm not sure, but it stopped recording about an hour into our recording. So from the pre-show up until the Mandy Deville match, folks, that's the footage we do have. After that, we don't have anything. Unfortunately, the OBS stopped recording for some reason. What the funny part was, that wasn't even the biggest technical difficulty problem we had. It was a webcam issue in the middle of the part of footage we didn't capture. Ironically, you know. So once again, from the three of us here, I sincerely apologize. What you will be getting though is us testing some stuff. So we're going to, in our post show, you're going to see us actually testing out, trying new footage, like actually adding footage. So when we're discussing our thoughts and everything, you're going to see snippets of what we're talking about. Okay, folks? So once again, I apologize, but in a weird way, it's super annoying for us to actually test out to see if we can use wrestling footage without getting copyright striked. So we're crossing our fingers. Hope this works. Hope this works. We hope this works. So, but please, everyone, enjoy our reactions to what reactions we do have to SummerSlam, as well as our post-match thoughts with actual highlight footage. Yeah. Hopefully, this doesn't get copyright straight.
Yeah,
my brother will murder me.
It's okay, people. You'll still see plenty of this in this video.
Unfortunately, and please, my brother will murder me, and I want my niece to grow up with an uncle. So. Here we go, folks. Enjoy what we do have to show you guys.
WWE match in a street fight against Seth Rollins later tonight at SummerSlam, but it's time for our first action of the night here on the kickoff show.
Low-key, I do miss Apollo's original theme. It was really good.
It's for the United States Championship. Introducing first from Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing in.
All right, here we go.
He is the United States Champion.
Is mine too loud? Do I need to turn it down?
And a big advantage for Apollo Crews in this match.
I can't even hear yours right now.
Okay. Are we recording?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Yeah, everyone knows it's not who the real United States champion is. It's not Apollo Crews.
I just like that. I love it how MVP just like accuses Crews of being the leader of Retribution.
An opportunity for Apollo Crews to
Like I said, I think the swerve would be great if it was Ali that was ahead. Oh, they give more. Oh, damn.
United States
Actually gave him some nice pyro.
Earlier today,
oh, looks like I'm a little behind you.
The
pyro like just happened.
Yeah. You're a couple seconds behind. 3 seconds behind.
Hey, what's up, P? Look, man, I just wanted to let
What's
you
he
know.
got written on the tape on his arms?
Even though your boys are banned from ringside,
Can't
this is
tell.
The
It's very, very
WWE
bright.
Thunderdome. So maybe, just maybe, you'll see.
I like the
one of
new
their
US
faces on the
belt,
screen
but
cheering for you.
classic
And I'll be
design's
sure to
great.
give them away.
I do love the joke about, wow, Championship belt was revealed and within no time there was already made a better design. Because the alternate design does look a bit better. Like they put the blue on, like with yours, Nick. They put the blues on top there, on top of the belt, like the original had it.
Apollo Crews' opponent right now.
So what do you guys think of the finished TNT title?
It looks decent now.
Decent. It's still not a good design, but
yeah,
decent.
It's definitely the worst of the AEW belts.
Oh, cool! They got official T-shirts now.
Oh, for the Hurt Business?
Yeah.
See, look how it looks. It's kind of plain.
Here's MVP with an escort, even though Lashley and Benjamin, once this match is underway, are barred from ringside.
Make sure that Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley adhere to the rules.
Yeah, I believe you're about a few seconds off, Nick.
But let's not get
That's fine.
here, gentlemen. What you're looking at walking down that ring right now is a very, very.
Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it. I might end up getting.
He's been wrong. That he's had his face spitted.
I end up getting 4. Oh yeah, they're banned from ringside. Let's see if any 24/7 title shenanigans happen tonight.
Did MVP shave his goatee off?
Yep.
I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
You know, I think right now, Samoa Joe, that MVP is under a serious pressure cooker right now because he understands.
Wow, he does look a bit younger without his goatee.
I want some WWE ice cream sandwiches.
To the end of the line.
They're not the ice cream bars like CM Punk one, but at least we got WWE ice cream.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if you're on the Thunderdome, like if you're one of the people that's supposed to be watching from the Thunderdome as a fan, with these entrances, like they're all over the screens. So, like,
What the hell? Sorry to interrupt you, Mo. They don't even have the new graphic for the United States Championship belt for when they show it's a championship match. They don't have the graphic yet. It's still the old one, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Still the old one. Sorry, go on, Nick. I mean, Mo. Go on, Mo.
just the entrances, like taking over the whole, all the screens.
I'm assuming they can still see it. It's just we can't see them, you know, because they're showing the entrance throughout the entire arena. I think they can see it. I don't know.
So I wonder, what does it look like from their perspective? Are they seeing it like we are, or are they seeing it from like a ringside?
They're watching. They're watching it like we're watching it, pretty much.
Okay.
They're watching it like we're watching it. The only difference is we can see their faces watching it.
Okay.
So it looks like a crowd.
I had you that close.
It's definitely an innovative idea.
WWE Universe is a part of WWE Thunderdome. Looks on right now.
You know,
of course, the title.
I think it's an unpopular opinion, but I kind of like what WWE is trying to do with its fans compared to what AEW is trying to do right now with their fans.
Oh yeah, where they're letting 10% in right now.
Yeah, but scalpers have already taken advantage of it.
Oh, of course they did. Scalpers suck. Bunch of leeches. There's a message out here. Gonna cut a promo on scalpers. Listen up, brother! You scalpers are ruining the wrestling industry for us, so cut that out, or we'll run wild on you!
This is what MVP does best. He is a ring general. He is a tactician.
And also, Apollo's actually starting to get better on the mic.
That is what Apollo Crews does best.
As well. Apollo Crews starting to get better on the mic.
Yeah.
The man who makes it look all too easy.
You definitely don't beat him in a physical contest. You beat him in a mental one. You think faster than him because you can't move faster.
Gonna hurt my back when I sit like this the whole night.
Apollo Crews looking very sharp out of the gates here in this match.
There we go.
The United States title is something Apollo Crews worked 11 long years to achieve.
11 long years.
New set of fans.
Even doubted himself. Doubted what his future could
Work in
hold.
progress.
This is a brand new Apollo Crews we are seeing here.
Yeah, but early, like, for SmackDown, there was, like, mixed response to it. Slow internet connection, delayed stream.
That was first time.
Game-changing moment in this match for MVP.
No, actually, the second time. They had beta run beforehand.
First live run.
Watch this again.
This thing takes my shoulder and the couch are the same thing.
Now MVP has taken control. Title cannot change hands via countout or disqualification, but MVP going to explore the space.
Exploring our space.
Oh, and the Hurt Business is rolling around the Thunderdome.
And now rolls back inside the ring.
See, and Joe knows how to say Thunderdome.
Both superstars back inside. Now MVP can dish out some punishment to Apollo.
Yeah, apparently the copyright on the term Thunderdome is apparently pretty lax.
Needs to maintain.
Like the copyright for it.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, is that still trademarked for like Mad Max?
No, apparently it's pretty lax. There's like apparently 8 or 9 other things that uses the word Thunderdome, the term Thunderdome.
Also, it could depend on the usage, because like there's certain things that you can have. Like usually when you think of copyright, it could
MVP
cover
calls
just
himself the
saying the
CEO
name and putting
of the
on
Hurt
anything,
Business.
and then other times it's kind
Now
of
up to
just
the
like
top, Apollo Crews could be
you
in
can
trouble.
use this name and you wouldn't be infringing on copyright, but it would have to be in a different, like a completely different field. So if there's a movie that's called Thunderdome, then there can't be another movie called Thunderdome if there's like a copyright kind of thing going on for it. But you could do an arena and call it the Thunderdome because it's not a movie, it's a whole different thing. There's not a chance of people confusing it as the movie Thunderdome.
Yeah, I think they trademarked it as WWE Thunderdome, so it is a separate thing.
Ooh, nice. Very nice.
Again, think about the impact from the superplex we saw a few moments ago. Now the impact of this dive outside the ring. Apollo Crews.
I am happy they were able to move to the Amway Center. It does, because now SummerSlam actually looks like a big pay-per-view.
Yeah, it does.
Because it was weird enough watching WrestleMania in the PC Center. Even if they did the best they could with that. So right now they have the Amway Center for the next 2 months. So
Yeah, till the end of October, I believe.
So they'll be doing Raw and SmackDown, Payback, and they've already announced Night of Champions for September.
Yeah, that's champions.
I think they only did 2 months just to see where the pandemic is after that. I'm sure they'll, if they have to, they'll extend the deal.
Both these superstars.
Well, they're jarring at each other, Tom.
And Byron, normally in a situation like that outside the ring, you would have seen Lashley or Benjamin try and come and intervene on MVP's behalf. That's not an option here tonight.
This situation is throwing MVP off his game.
Apollo Crews is going up.
Crews is pummeling MVP in the corner.
Apollo Crews understands this is what it's going to take to retain.
Oh, he ripped the little nasal strip off his nose.
And Apollo Crews continues to push the advantage.
Do it again.
Splashing down on MVP.
Oh, you don't pull on Superman's cape. You don't spin the wind. You don't pull the mask of a long ranger. You don't pull off MVP's nasal strip.
Okay, that was pretty good.
Shoulder up by MVP.
Close, but no cigar.
Last thing Apollo Crews can afford to do is get frustrated.
I mean, by far the best string of offense that Apollo Crews has been able to put together all night.
Oh, now
watch this, watch this.
It says gifted.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a reference to something.
Looking for the playmaker. Hold on a second.
It's probably just
Crews.
a thing for him.
There we go. That's it.
Power bomb
Moment.
by Crews.
Yes.
Crews
There he goes. That was a man match.
Oh, one. Kristen, wait a couple of seconds before you react to the finish.
Sorry. It's alright if you want to refresh it right now.
No, I'm not risking it. You know how the network is. I'll end up being further behind.
Like my feed is live as well, and there's not really.
Oh, here come Benjamin and Lashley.
No, sir. Benjamin and Bobby Lashley couldn't resist.
Oh no! Whoa! Apollo got away. Run, Apollo, run!
United States champion Apollo Crews.
And just over 8 minutes until the SummerSlam pay-per-view begins streaming live right here on the WWE Network. It's still mine.
Coming this summer on your console.
Yeah, that was a decent match.
Yeah. It's still mine. World of Tanks.
Oh man, so excited! Ooh.
Sergeant Slaughter.
I mean, it looks like it might be a fun game. Just walk around,
And Andre the
beat each other up with tanks. It's a weird thing for WWE to invest in,
SummerSlam.
but
For free.
Well, it's like most everything else
All right,
when
good
it
for
comes to
Apollo
the
Crews getting out
different
of there in a hurry.
free-to-play
And the SummerSlam
games.
kickoff is brought to you
Yeah.
by Welch's 100% grape juice. And now we turn our focus to
Whatever happened to that game they were investing in where you're like in monster trucks and you're trying to knock a ball into a goal?
Rocket League?
Rocket League, that's what it is.
What's not monster trucks? It's like RC cars.
RC cars, whatever it is. I never played it. McIntyre versus Orton. You'll never see it coming.
Out of nowhere.
20 years I've been here in WWE. They say you're lucky to make it out of this industry with a handful of friends. I had Edge. I had Christian.
Orton's career has been pretty amazing.
And I have Ric Flair.
Yeah, I like how he brought back the Legend Killer.
I was the youngest.
It's been long enough to where it's fresh.
Heavyweight champion, and I went to win that title 12
So he's taking out Edge, Christian,
the greatest wrestler ever. I have done what
Edge, Christian, Big Show, Ric Flair, and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
my entire career, and that people will not ever change. But something's missing.
What if Christian shows
I'm
up?
talking to you now, buddy. Listen, you got a
No,
problem.
it may. I said it may be Sean showing up.
Have what I want.
Randy Orton has spent
Yeah, the original
20
plan was
years
for Orton to
preying
fight Christian.
on vulnerability.
So I wonder who
A different
McIntyre's
interest
original
in
opponent was going to be.
brag about
was gonna be
some of
Lesnar.
the accolades.
Oh,
They
yeah.
confirmed that it was going to be Lesnar.
Fed to you on a
It
That
was
makes
going to be
sense.
Lesnar McIntyre too.
You didn't lie
Now
to
I don't know
Scotland
who
as a
won
kid,
that, but
thinking
that's what it was
about how
supposed
you
to
were
be.
going to make it to the WWE, giving everything you could, sacrificing everything. Did you, Randy? It was handed to you. I never had anybody cleaning up after me like Evolution did for you. I've spoken to the people that cleaned up the crap that legit.
Yeah, I've been a fan of McIntyre since he first showed up on SmackDown years ago.
Way more times than I was fired.
You're right. And I should have been fired multiple times, but I wasn't fired. You want to know why? Because I am more valuable to this company than you ever were or ever will be.
You represent everything that is wrong with WWE. How many times can Randy Orton honestly say over the
Orton's
past
just such a
20
great heel.
years, if you sat down with, I don't know, anybody in the back and passed on some of that knowledge that Ric Flair ever passed on to you? Huh? Never. I don't see somebody the boys in the back respect. I see a selfish prick.
Yeah, that was a really good promo though.
Ric Flair.
That Drew gave to him when we're going to ask him to give him something original.
Yeah.
And he did, and it was like,
To me,
ooh.
in my career,
I'm not trying to take anything from you.
Selfish prick.
This is one of the best promos Ric Flair's done since his original retirement.
when I want to do it too.
Yeah, when he was originally going to retire.
Yeah, his actual last match was against Sting on Impact.
A defenseless old man. You're facing a pissed off 6 foot.
Which that's fitting because Sting was one of his greatest rivals.
Because for me, I didn't know about TNA back then, so when that match happened, I'm like, oh wow, he's really retiring and stuff like that. It wasn't until later where I found out, oh yeah, he retired for a bit and then he needed more money.
Yeah, he says not fully retiring was one of his career's biggest regret. But we still got some great moments from him in TNA, like his feud with Jay Lethal. That was great.
Well, I think
Oh yeah,
final words
I
for
can't.
McIntyre
I
really
love that.
summed up how he
I
feels.
never
He is
saw
not
it live. I love that
an
promo he
old
does
man. In this
against
match
Ric
tonight,
Flair.
taking on Randy Orton,
Oh yeah, the
he is
blue
really
wall.
also taking on
The
the
Jay
burden
Lethal
and really
just
the problem
doing
that
the
all of
whole
these
like threes
legends
code
have
on
had with
that
Orton in
whole
the past.
bit. Oh my
Do you
god, it's
think he
fucking
can get the job
amazing.
done tonight?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Jay Lethal, Ring of Honor is finally doing tapings again.
I didn't watch him because
Okay,
he was a
Nick,
nice
what does the
one-woman guy
time
who
say
hugged
on
puppies and was
yours?
good to
You
people
can
about.
put the
It's
timer
'cause he
that's
was the
left.
best
What's
damn
it say on
basketball player on
yours?
the planet.
2:48.
Randy Orton wants to go down
Yeah,
as
you're
the
about 8
greatest
seconds
of all
behind
time.
on
No
me.
one else in this
Mo, what
company
was your
can
say?
say that.
It now
And I think
says
Randy Orton gets it done.
2:43.
Amen. Booker?
Yeah,
You
so
know,
I'm
I think
like
Randy's
I'm
dealing with something
8 seconds ahead of you. I'm like 10 seconds ahead of you.
In that same
So.
conversation as guys like
You wanna
John Cena,
pause for 10 seconds?
guys like The
I'll
Rock,
leave it up to
being
you.
the
Oh.
greatest of all time.
I
You
don't
can start
want to take that
believing your own
chance. My brother's already
Other people, they
not happy
they
with
pay
me
no
on
mind.
some
They mean
recordings where
nothing.
I
You look in the mirror and
hit
start
record
looking
too
at
soon,
yourself,
too
man,
late,
it can be a problem.
or I just keep
And
on hitting
I'm
refresh
serious,
on
and
the
I think
browser.
that's what Randy
The only
Orton
time I
is
really want to
right
hit
now.
refresh on a browser
Maybe
is if
after,
like
stepping
freezes.
it
inside
starts
with Drew
buffering on me.
McIntyre, he might have to check himself.
I think this is the best. I hate to just be cliche, but I do think this is the best Randy Orton we've seen in years and years and years. I think he wins the title tonight. I think he takes another step in etching his name in the history books as truly, people say it a lot, he's truly one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, without doubt. We've been saying that for years, and every year he's better and better and better. I think Randy Orton's unstoppable right now. I don't want to see this reign for Drew McIntyre come to an end tonight, but Randy Orton's just continues to be on another level.
He is called the Legend
Yeah,
Killer.
Randy Orton has done a great job
Before we
of
go off the air, Renee, I just want to give a little
extending his
I know that
career.
we all
It
have
does
so much
it does help that he started really
speak
young.
for everyone at this desk.
So
I
that's
think
why
everyone
like it feels like
behind
he's
us,
been around a long
behind
time,
the
but
curtain,
he's
when I
still
say
not that
we
old
appreciate you and everything
because he
you've
started
done
so
here
young.
in WWE.
Well, I
They're
want to
giving-
give a big thank
sorry,
you
they're
to,
giving
to
Renee a
WWE
nice
and
goodbye
WWE
message.
Universe. You guys have all truly changed my life, so thank you
love
very
you, Renee.
much. Thank
Well,
you.
It's
Thanks
funny
for
because
spending your last
Moxley
few
got
minutes
interviewed
in WWE
recently,
with us,
and he
now
talked
we
about
want to
like
take a look at this woman right here.
having
That's
to
what's up
have to go to
tomorrow.
grocery
She is
store
ready
for her
your
because
first
she's trying to
of her
promote her
women's
cookbook,
championship matches
and
tonight.
like
She's
texted
taking
her
on
back.
Bayley first,
Oh,
and
what
guess
exact?
what,
What the
guys?
hell is the
You gotta
shallot
head on over
again?
to the WWE Network to catch all the
What every man has to
action
do
right
when he
now.
goes shopping.
Enjoy SummerSlam.
Yeah, but for her it's like she needs it for her cookbook. So
I love Asuka.
it looks like it looks like they hinted at they may be starting with one of the championship matches.
Well, Asuka has wrestled twice tonight. It makes sense to start off with that.
So
she can
we're gonna
rest.
see, yeah. So it's Bailey up first.
Yeah, I like how they're acknowledging how slow wrestlers climb ladders.
Oh my God! It was not more abundantly clear than the ladder match Takeover 30.
Yeah, that was good.
But my favorite part was when Velveteen was about to jump off the ladder, and then he hits his hand on the belt. He's like, "Oh wait, I'm high enough to grab the belt. What the hell am I doing?"
Yeah. So yeah, I did see that Damian Priest won. Right before we started, I saw that Io Shirai won. So I just need to watch the main NXT title
You
match.
see what happened after the Io Shirai match?
No, I switched over like as soon as she won the match.
Definitely, on my advice is definitely watch the rest of that play out.
Yeah.
And then jump.
Yeah, so I need to
okay,
see
there
it.
we go.
Then I need to watch Saturday Night Dynamite.
That was weird. Did your guys just go like black for a sec before showing the intro?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I probably gotta get it ready for the Thunderdome people.
The Thunderdome people.
The Thunderdome.
I refuse to say it like that.
The Thunderdome?
You know what? You guys want to know a fun fact? Mad Max takes place in the year 2021. So.
Hey, one more year. I love there's this comic count I saw where like Cthulhu comes out and he's like, it isn't, no, Godzilla comes out and goes,
I rise.
it's my time now to ride. And then Cthulhu comes out, I shall ride. It's like, and then they get the reader's glass, Godzilla, and then they read the reader's glass. So, wait, did you have 2020? I'm like, no, I had 2020. Did you have 2020? And then like, I forgot some other being, like
Galactus.
Galactus shows up and goes, wait, do I have 2020? Do you guys have 2021?
Yeah, they were like, Cthulhu's like, Godzilla's like, oh yeah, I have this month, you have September. And then Galactus is like, oh, am I early?
Yeah. No, the other one I like is Waiting Left in the Wings for 2020, and it's a far off landscape shot, and he shows Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in the distance.
witnessed my dad blinded. Now, my dream is to kick your ass at SummerSlam.
When is it going to be enough?
You want to fight, Dominic? You've jumped in way over your head. And we got something so unhinged, you'll never see it coming.
I've seen people mix reviews of how they feel about Seth Rollins' Messiah gimmick. I love the Messiah gimmick. It's the best he's been in years.
It's really good.
Seth? No, you go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is for the "You'll Never See It Coming."
Yeah.
It's I can't help but to think of the theme song from Persona 5, where that's one of the main chorus lines of that song is "You'll never see it coming." That every time it pops up, that's immediately what I go to in the back of my mind from Persona 5.
Bro,
go on.
expect to see that in a Botchamania.
Yeah.
I was gonna say how I don't think Seth Rollins should ever be a face again. He's just too good as a heel, and when he tried to do that face run, it just didn't. Even when he was being a face, he just seemed snarky and arrogant, just the way he talks.
We bring the thunder. We are gathered here to celebrate
SummerSlam, make some noise!
Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You know it.
And now, Cricket Wireless.
You gotta play SummerSlam Jam off the WrestleMania album from the early 90s.
SummerSlam.
Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. I hate to say it, but that's nice to see again.
Pyro. Yeah, apparently, like, if this didn't work out, they were really close to doing SummerSlam on a cruise ship.
I would love to see that.
I feel like that was probably just all speculation rumors.
Triple H said it was on the table. Like, it was like ready to get. Like, it was definitely an idea if this didn't work out. They were all. I also heard they were thinking about doing it actually on a beach.
Yeah.
Like that one Bash at the Beach. I hate how WWE was so incompetent about keeping a lot of their WCW trademarks. Because if they can't do Hell in a Cell, well, actually now, yeah, they're in the Amway Center. They can't do Hell in a Cell because they can hang it.
Yeah.
Before, when I thought they were just going to be in the PC Center, I was like, oh, this would be a perfect year to do Halloween Havoc instead. And then I saw they lost the trademark to that a while ago. Oh, the next, wow, they're already doing a UK takeover in October. They probably won't do another.
Yeah. So that's next takeover probably won't be till November for the Survivor Series weekend.
I think I did hear though they want to do another one besides the Survivor Series one this year.
She claims she is ready to do the unthinkable, to knock off two of the all-time greats in WWE, Bayley and Sasha Banks on the stage of SummerSlam, all in one night.
Oh, I miss Pyro.
Me too. Me too.
She plans to win all the gold.
Alright, so we'll have to see on the next Dynamite how it looks then with 10% crowd.
Yeah.
Because no one is ready for us.
So Corey, the question I have for you is
Hello,
this:
Oscar.
very confident Asuka there.
Yeah.
Can
Poor
Asuka win
Asuka.
both championships tonight?
In my personal opinion, yes. If there's one woman that can pull it off, it's the Empress of Tomorrow. I'm sure these two women will both vehemently disagree, however.
Bayley is focused tonight as she celebrates her 317th day as SmackDown Women's Champion.
But is she focused, Michael Cole? Has Bayley lost her focus? We saw just 2 nights ago on Friday Night SmackDown Bayley was defeated by
Damn.
Naomi in the beat.
It's a long reign.
If that doesn't shatter
Yep.
a champion's confidence, I don't know what would.
I remember being pissed like when her first reign ended because she was only 8 days away from breaking Charlotte's record, and then Bayley's second reign, she completely blows that away.
Yeah.
But I'm happy
Here.
because, yeah, I was happy because Bayley's first 2 reigns on the main roster were not great, so I'm glad she got this really long reign to make up for it.
Yeah.
Is she the longest reigning women's champion?
In SmackDown's history, yeah. For
I mean,
SmackDown
just
time.
like out of all the women
Uh-oh.
champions.
No, actually, how long did Becky Lynch hold hers?
She held hers for over a year. Yeah, she remember she retained at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, that's right, that's
She
right.
passed
So
the
yeah,
year.
so the current women's titles, Becky Lynch has the record. But overall, they still recognize Fabulous Moolah for holding the women's title for like 30 years, even though she lost it multiple times. They didn't count it.
Osaka, Japan, Asuka!
He looks nervous.
And her opponent, accompanied by
The way they announced Asuka's name was weird. Like, Asuka!
of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And she is the SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley!
No one in the history of SmackDown has held that championship longer than Bayley.
The canned audience doesn't, I don't know, it still feels weird. The canned audience, when there's an actual audience watching, we can see an actual audience watching.
Yeah.
Payback, where Sasha and Bayley will be
That's
forced
the best
to
they can do.
defend
We're just
the
gonna
women's tag team titles.
suspend disbelief.
When we arrive at Payback, it's a very real possibility that both Sasha Banks and Bayley's luggage will be a little bit lighter.
And there is some history, Corey, between these two women, Bayley and Asuka.
Oh yeah, Asuka started her reign. Ended by ending Bayley's Women's Championship run in NXT.
Not to mention, Asuka knocked off Bayley in a non-title match just 2 weeks ago.
It is amazing what the two women in the ring have accomplished, Corey. Bayley and Asuka have done things that no other women
That led to
have done in
Asuka
the
being the
history of
long,
WWE.
having the longest
Asuka
reigning
now will be very
NXT, single
physical and really
NXT
going
title
into this
reign.
matchup. History of shoulder problems for Bayley. Asuka knows that.
Yeah, Shannon Baylor's the longest combined
and a drop
reigns.
kick right to the midsection by Asuka. Asuka and Bayley have both won the NXT Women's Championship.
I haven't heard anything about
They both
Charlotte's
won the Raw
injury.
and SmackDown titles. They've
It
both
was a
been
boot
women's
thing.
tag team champions. They've both been Miss
Yeah,
Money in
she
the Bank.
she
But the
brought
one
it
thing
up.
that Bayley has not done that Asuka's accomplished,
First it was a
Asuka's won the
rupture,
Women's
then they
Royal
fixed
Rumble.
it. Then it was something else, and they fixed it. But it's something else again with it. Apparently, that's what I believe. That's what she said.
Well, when you do work like that and you're in a job where you're constantly being knocked around.
Bayley's going to try to make it to the rope, but she's in deep trouble here, and finally does. Remember, champion's advantage for Bayley in this match tonight. Asuka must tap or pin Bayley to win the title.
Smart move by Bayley, taking a moment to compose herself on the outside, although I don't know if it's
See,
necessary.
I'm telling myself, the crowd noise I hear is not the actual crowd.
You see what
I'm trying to tell myself that. The crowd noise I hear is not the actual crowd.
This goes on long enough, and you
so far in this match.
Could be argued nobody has Bayley's number quite like
you won't be
Asuka.
able to tell yourself that
Bayley
anymore.
blasted off the apron
It'll
right
just
out
become
here
a
in
way
front
of
of us at the
life.
announce table. Sasha Banks realizes that not only is Bayley in trouble,
Thunderdome is life.
but Sasha also realizes that she has to
Thunderdome is
face
life.
this later tonight. Asuka.
But listen, Sasha Banks is a wise competitor. She's watching every move that Asuka makes, plotting and planning for later.
Oh, my
God!
Damn, that was nice. That was nice.
Good luck, Sasha.
If Asuka can get Bayley in the ring, this one might be over.
Asuka realizes she could be closing in on the SmackDown Women's title. Watch
Try that
this.
again.
The impact is devastating. Face first goes the SmackDown Women's Champion.
And one thing I notice, Corey, is that Bayley continues to go back to her right shoulder. It's been a problem in the past and perhaps re-injured tonight. Cover by the champ. Hook of the leg and a kick out, I should say, the challenger.
Asuka with a wealth of experience, a world-traveled competitor prior to arriving here in WWE. and one of the most dominant female superstars in recent history.
Yeah, Asuka had a 510-day championship reign as NXT champion, and now Bayley, ever resourceful, hangs Asuka up on the second rope. What was it, 914 days Asuka was undefeated in NXT? Oh,
oh, it's interesting. Mike Cole actually mentioned the actual number and not the
He's never done that before, because he kept on saying that before, and like it was still Charlotte.
Well, you can't discount the fact that tonight Asuka is driven by vengeance as we look once again at Bayley.
Like Asuka, like everyone knows that. Because when she relinquished the NXT Women's title and on tape delay, WWE recognized her title reign as being 522 days, but it's actually 510. And Cole said the correct number and not the recognized number.
Asuka being driven by revenge. Corey, Bayley's being driven by the fact that she cannot bear to think
that's been one thing about their feeling for the Performance Center, because a lot of these were pre-taped, messing up the title links.
Beautiful suplex by the champion. And she floats right into the cover on Asuka and a kick out at 2.
Like, apparently nobody even really knows which WrestleMania matches were taped on which day.
Oh yeah, I think that W24 special they released for it will show it out.
Out of the range of Asuka's lethal strikes.
Because yeah, for Drew and Braun it still says 173 or 174 because they don't know which day it aired on.
Did you? Oh, I forgot to mention that too. This is the first live WWE pay-per-view in like a few months, quite a few months.
Well, fully live.
Fully live.
Because yeah, each one so far has had a pre-taped cinematic match.
Of course I am. I'm a professional.
That's cute. Your suit does match your outfit. And look at Asuka now trying to fight back, and Bayley now with the right hand. So much has been made about the change in Bayley over the past number of months. Cover now on Asuka. Near fall again for the champion, but it has paid off, Corey. Bayley is dominant as ever.
And there's no arguing that point. The same can be said recently for Sasha Banks. The two of these women have run roughshod over all of WWE, Raw, SmackDown, even NXT.
The golden role models, Bayley and Banks.
Asuka hanging on to the top rope, preventing whatever Bayley's thinking about. But look at this. This is the aggression that the champion needs tonight.
And Corey, you know Asuka so well. You've got to be aggressive against Asuka, or you don't stand a
chance.
Golden
Role Models is a much better name than Boston Hug Connection.
Could be it to retain the title. Hook of the leg. Asuka kicks it 2.5. Sasha cannot believe Asuka kicked out of the belly to belly.
And if Bayley's confidence wasn't already shaken, that just might have shattered it. Look at this once again. Bayley with her trademark Bayley to belly suplex. And the Empress finds the will, digs down deep, and survives.
Asuka with a high elbow to Bayley. Can you imagine if Asuka wins the SmackDown title? Then she gets a chance at the Raw title later tonight.
She probably did. She probably went, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Imagine it, Cole. It could be reality.
What a kick! Bayley may be out.
That might have done it.
And now both superstars down center of the ring. Could be a critical turning point in this match for Bayley's SmackDown Women's Championship.
Let's look at this once again. History.
Ooh, I just saw another thing. They could technically have Asuka win. Sasha could disqualify Asuka so she has her weekend for her match later.
The roof of the
WWE
Thunderdome, the virtual WWE Universe, looking on as Bayley takes on Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship first match of the night here at SummerSlam.
Asuka looking to push the pace now. Champion out of sorts in the corner. Running hip attack.
They say hip attack. I'll always think that's just using your butt.
Bayley might have been saved.
Yeah, but they call it hip because they don't want to say butt attack on TV.
Because I remember Bayley when Naomi did the review on our last Friday on SmackDown went, I wasn't even wearing a mask. You know? It's like, I wasn't even wearing it. This was disgusting.
Asuka has kicked this match into the next gear. It's a matter of keeping her foot on the gas pedal, continuing this offensive onslaught, such as the running hip attack, which nearly won the SmackDown Women's Championship.
But again, Bayley is still...
I think it's fair to say that Asuka is the most successful Japanese wrestler in WWE history.
Yeah, she has a lot of accolades to her name in WWE.
Almost just won, but Bayley's still the champion.
Now the fight out on the apron of the ring, and Bayley exchanging forearms with Asuka. Asuka now going to.
I'm also trying to remember how like pointless Charlotte's Royal Rumble win was this year.
Well, that was all ego.
And then Triple H's like, wait, you guys will see. And then Charlotte leaves on injury, and it's like, dang, yeah, Triple H, yeah, we totally see it now.
Apparently there is a plan. Let's see.
Asuka in serious pain, and now Bayley with a chop block, back to the knee, cover now.
Like, unless your plan's John Cena, I don't, you know, I really don't see it.
Sasha Banks is enjoying this, realizing that maybe Asuka's going to come into their match at less than 100%.
Did you see the images of John Cena in Suicide Squad?
Yeah, dude, remember, I saw all the fandom stuff.
Yeah.
So I saw what it looks like.
That was for Tokyo.
Is she going to tap? This is what Bayley needs to do to maximize the pressure.
The helmet looks a little...
Complete the submission. This is an agonizing hold for the challenger.
Let's see. It's got a large cast.
Yeah, it does.
Asuka looking for the ankle lock now on Bayley, dragging Bayley to the center of the ring.
Hopefully it's better than that last god-awful Suicide Squad movie.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad.
It was bad. It wasn't Batman Superman. It was not Batman Superman bad, but it was still bad. It wasn't Birds of Prey bad, but it was still bad.
It wasn't. Yeah, I don't think it was that bad.
Just a display of the iron will possessed by the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Despite the offensive onslaught from the champion, Asuka.
Yeah, Birds of Prey finally took the spot as the worst DC Extended Universe movie for Batman Superman.
Of the very best in the entire world.
I heard Birds of Prey was good.
No.
I actually generally heard, like, everybody asked them, they're like, Birds of Prey is pretty good.
The tone's all over the place.
It's a movie about Harley Quinn, technically. So I'm not surprised there.
Not good. The Birds of Prey are hardly in it. They might as well just called it Harley Quinn.
Well, that's what a lot of movie studios were doing.
Can Bayley get it locked in here and continue the pressure on Asuka? She did the damage to the
They ruined Black Mask. He's nothing like the comic.
Okay. Well, I saw the same Birds of Prey, so I can't give a full-on opinion.
Yeah, you go ahead and watch it and form your own opinion.
And like I already told you, I enjoy my time Suicide Squad, so I'll probably enjoy Birds of Prey.
Bayley realizes what the task at hand is.
Asuka!
Ooh, nice.
Right into the turnbuckle. That sunset flip bomb by Bayley, and now Bayley, is she going to go up top and look for the patented elbow, perhaps? Bayley going to the top rope to try to put Asuka away. And Asuka caught her!
Armbar! The armbar's in full extension. The champion's in trouble.
Bayley's going to tap and lose the SmackDown Championship right here.
Oh, got her. Armbar.
Asuka has the
Arm.
And now Banks
Oh.
and Asuka forced a break. Banks
Oh,
however.
damn.
Yeah, but Banks might have just saved Bayley's championship in that instance.
And now the fight outside the ring, but Asuka
Spinning back fist rocks Bayley.
got to get Bayley back in the ring. Pinfall submission has to take place inside the squared circle. Sasha misses wildly. Asuka with a kick. Now Bayley from behind rolls up Asuka and a kick out at 2.
I'm surprised she didn't try to put her feet on the ropes there.
Kick to the midsection by the challenger.
And now look at this. Banks on the apron took the bullet for Bayley. And Bayley rolls up Asuka now and retains the championship.
Okay.
Oh. 1, 2.
Sasha Banks wasting no time trying to gain an added advantage, just pouring down rights and lefts.
I'm looking at the crowd's reaction to this.
Yeah, later on tonight, Sasha Banks defend the Raw Women's title against Asuka. But here in the
Yeah, don't zoom in on the crowd.
Don't zoom in on the crowd. They did it again. Don't zoom in on the crowd, people.
The screens aren't made for that.
Major dividends tonight for Bayley. And what were you saying before, Corey, about
Quit showing the crowd. Some of them are even like buffering.
nothing alleged about this. Bayley
And there's just a lot of people doing this.
for Bayley tonight.
That's it.
Well, you only got this to react with, so.
When Bayley needed her most.
Man, they need to invest in some HD light boards.
Tonight, but the question is, will Asuka be anywhere
Oh no, she'll be fine. Oh, half my predictions come true. Bayley retains, so that means Sasha's probably gonna win the Raw title women's title match.
Asuka.
I love fucking Bayley. Bayley fake karate kicking the crowd.
Yeah.
Open the door for Asuka to kick the boss.
That was actually a good match. It was not. It was a decent opener.
Bayley tried to capitalize.
Definitely the bigger match is going to be the Raw Women's Championship match.
You know, you think they would have like Bayley and Sasha banned from ringside from each of the other's matches, but no, they don't learn.
No, they even.
And the extracurricular activity, which is a wise decision, like it or not, for the boss Sasha Banks, who still has to defend her Raw Women's Championship.
Yes, SmackDown's Women's Champion remains Bayley. Will Sasha Banks keep the Raw Women's title? We'll find out a little bit later on tonight here at SummerSlam. The Boss versus Asuka for the Raw Gold.
Monday and WWE share in a united cause that celebrates putting people first. We are mutually driven to seek better.
Ooh, what if imagine if the head of Retribution is Roman Reigns? Dude, come on, you guys, that would work, right? Roman Reigns being the head of Retribution.
To do better.
I just hope they give Retribution a
are joining forces this year
a motive
to
that
learn
makes
what
freaking
drives,
sense.
what inspires, and what motivates people to seek better, to want better, to need better.
You know, our friends at Hyundai are really coming through to kind of hook you guys up.
Because what we know about Retribution so far,
replica titles.
Their goal seems to be trying to take Raw and SmackDown off the air.
And in your community.
And like stopping
Because
the matches,
together,
stopping the show.
we
So
are stronger,
what would the motivation be to not let the shows go forward?
Drive for better.
Yeah.
Also,
oh hey Rose.
I guess you had to suspend disbelief on there.
You up.
These guys are obviously employees of WWE, so why aren't they like being
Are you wearing my robe?
in trouble or something?
The queen of
Or being
WWE
arrested.
needs cricket's queen of coverage.
Where are you?
Well, apparently in wrestling storylines, you can legit try to murder somebody and not go to jail. So
I'm here to give you back
Yeah.
your robe.
I mean, it looks good on you. But it looks better on me.
Crafted by history.
What do you guys think about that limited edition China Intercontinental title belt?
didn't see it.
Check it out, it's interesting. It's pretty
official
much
merch?
the old Intercontinental title belt, but it has her like name logo like plastered over it.
Feel like a
Is it official merch?
Yeah, it's official
Yeah,
shop merch.
Also, WWE is actually acknowledging China.
Yep, we're acknowledging her a bit more now. See, that Rollins shirt I wouldn't mind. The one where he looks like a member of the Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah, that one is pretty cool.
The belt?
The one, the stained glass one though is pretty good too.
Dad, big night tonight.
Her Mysterio shirt's pretty cool.
I appreciate you being in my corner, but this is my fight. I need you to promise me.
Whoa, son. I know where you're coming from, but I know what you're gonna ask me, but I can't promise that.
You have to. Please.
Oh.
Seth has done terrible things to the both of us. With your eye and the beating he gave me.
Be fair,
Please.
son. The beating, my eye
You need
was,
to
my
let me
situation
handle
was
this on
worse.
my own. It's time for me to be a man and protect our family. I need you to promise me that you're not going to get involved. I need your word. Please. You can't get involved.
As hard as this is, I give you my word.
Thank you.
We'll see how long
I'm
that
going
lasts.
down.
I give it half the match.
I see. Because he has one eye. I got it.
Exactly.
Half
where my
that.
point was not
Mysterio
going.
is a braver
Half
father
that.
than most, and let's just hope his instincts pay off later tonight.
With Samoa Joe and Byron Saxton, I'm Tom Phillips representing Monday Night Raw. Obviously, the street fight between Dominic Mysterio and Seth Rollins still to come here at SummerSlam. But we do want to discuss a developing headline that's been happening over the last month or so. We've all felt the chaos between Raw and SmackDown. It's seen a
Seth Rollins made the point where Ray's being kind of too overprotective and not letting Dominic be his own man. So I could see Dominic getting frustrated by this and possibly turning heel and joining Rollins. So let's see.
I saw you guys when you started.
Oh, here we go. Talking about Retribution.
Started it here in.
Keep in mind, they are just rumors at this point, but there are show personnel who are telling me that these are no accident.
I remember when they started the horse race thing. Oh my God! They knocked down a box, knocked over a box.
Outside the WWE Performance Center.
I think I'm here reading why Kevin Owens hasn't been featured in a high-profile feud yet. 'Cause I think it was. Oh yeah, I remember why. It was because since Mysterio was in the middle of contract negotiations, if Mysterio hadn't re-signed, the backup plan for SummerSlam was Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. So they were keeping Kevin Owens as a backup plan. That's why he hasn't been featured in any main storylines.
I feel like they wouldn't have done any of like the more extreme things that they're doing here if it wasn't for the fact that they were doing the Thunderdome thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Live at WWE Thunderdome. The monster sights are set on the feed.
Oh, that was a great opening with the Fiend.
I did love that. The Fiend was like, "Psych, I'm out."
Yeah, the Fiend's like, I don't gotta deal with this.
Oh, here they come, and Retribution trying to overwhelm the monster among men with the numbers game.
And finally, the locker room empty. A litany of superstars all trying to thwart this onslaught. The SmackDown
All in, and then I love it. Miz shows up right as everything's dying down too.
It fits. So it looks like Retribution is going to be kind of like the Dark Order, where there will be core members within a bunch of extras.
I can tell you we do have increased security
Oh.
measures in place, and hopefully that's enough to thwart whatever plan Retribution may have in mind.
Please welcome.
Was Kevin Owens wrestling?
No, he's not scheduled.
And right now here at SummerSlam, we are joined. Look at all my friends. They're my friends. And all his friends.
Oh, he's wearing a Street Profits shirt.
You know, Byron, you feel a little bit unsafe with Retribution.
Actually, that's a pretty good Street Profits shirt.
Yeah.
Hopefully you feel a little bit better about it.
Hey, how you doing? This is the second time we got to have Kevin Owens on commentary during the pay-per-view. You joined us at Extreme.
Guys, how's it going?
Ty, you're back for this tag team.
He's on commentary,
What do you
okay.
think of WWE
Oh, he's there for
Thunderdome?
Great.
he's there to commentate the Raw Tag Title match.
Listen,
Look at that.
Thank you for joining us, and appears you've shown your support for the Street
Oh, look at that guy in the
Profits.
Age of Styles shirt. Poor choice.
Well, Kevin, you picked a great match to join us.
I know.
As
He's
here
a
come
poor
Angel
choice.
Garza and Andrade, the challengers for the Raw Tag Team titles.
I know, I'm dressed for the part as well.
Yeah, honestly, I can see Team Vega taking
I
this.
guess we should say for the last 4 months or so.
I mean, we dealt with
I like
each other
Angel
for a little
Garza.
while there. He actually
I
holds a
do.
victory over me.
Man, if they can really push that guy on a singles run down the road, if they do it right.
Yeah, they really see him as a new age Eddie Guerrero that they can really build around. Like, they try to bring in a lot of Latino superstars to kind of fill the void that Eddie left. I feel like Garza is really the first guy to really have that spirit of that charisma to really fill that void, you know? Like, Andrade is great too, but I think Garza is he's just really good at that smarmy, charismatic persona.
Yeah.
Andrade is more of a straight man situation.
Kevin, I want to get your thoughts on that. The videos clearly show that
Damn,
Zelina Vega
Zelina.
was responsible for poisoning Montez Ford. Kevin, I want to get your answer in a moment, but first, tonight, SummerSlam is presented by Cricket Wireless. All about coverage in and out of the ring. Smile, you're on Cricket. And by World of Tanks SummerSlam. This summer, dominate the battlefield and fight to claim the powerful tanks of WWE. Play for free on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
I've never had Cricket Wireless.
Can you repeat the question?
I saw the video footage of Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
But if Cricket Wireless...
Allegedly?
I was going to say, if Cricket Wireless wants to sponsor us, I might consider it.
Do you guys remember Singular?
She had her back to
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
My dad used to actually work for one of their stores.
That's the best we can do.
Didn't that get bought out by AT&T?
Yeah, it did.
Montez and Dawkins tonight. That's really what
They even sent my dad to, I think, one of the Daytona 500s. Or the Pepsi one time.
That's cool.
Oh god, are they gonna run to the crowd with the screen? Oh, cool! Oh, that's clever. That is really clever.
All the mini cups.
Kevin, to the alleged poisoning we were just talking about, it seems as though Montez Ford made a full recovery. Go ahead, Montez.
Hell yeah. Byron, you can't pull it off like he does. I hope you know. I see you moving your little...
Yeah, I like the Street Profit. I really like Street Profit, but I feel like Montez Ford's the real star of the team.
We all know that. It's not... If anybody's been keeping up with NXT for as long as you have, you know it well. That's true.
Yeah. Just great on promos. I never heard term "we want smoke" before the Street Profits though.
Same here. I still think it's a weird saying, but that's just me. Oh my god! We're a fucking red Solo cup confetti.
Well, got Zelina Vega in some hot water. You better believe this match is personal for the Street Profits.
Yeah, somebody's gonna split that up later.
Check this out, dogs. Zelina, you can't deny it, but the security footage clearly shows that you're the who and it's who done it. But I get it, bro.
Oh, Kristen said you were wearing a wrestling shirt. Which one are you wearing?
Old Amber shirt.
Right. We fought for my last name.
You get the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be.
But we ain't playing no games. Right. Because you poisoned my brother.
Are you wearing one, Mo, or just random t-shirt?
Just a random t-shirt.
Okay.
Do you have any wrestling shirts?
I got a few. I've worn them a few times
Yeah, let me ask you,
some of the
Montez
other
Ford and Angelo Dawkins for a long time. If you're
videos.
Montez Ford coming into this match here tonight,
It's hard to see what you got in your t-shirt in this format because you mostly just see the shoulders up for us.
The only thing he wants to do is
Right. Well, also my shirt, like it has a like a logo on it, but it's purposely faded because that's just the design.
So here we go, the Raw Tag Team
Unless I got in close and
Street
showed
Profits
you,
against Andrade and Garza. Look at
you wouldn't
the
be able to
stone
see it too
face
well.
on Montez Ford.
Yeah, with the interview with I did with
very uncharacteristic.
Alexander Chamberlain, which I'll talk about later. I was wearing my Braun Strowman shirt, but you couldn't tell at all because you just saw my shoulders up.
Yeah.
Oh, with Andrade.
Did you guys see what Bianca and Zelina did on Zelina's Twitch stream?
No, I didn't.
So they didn't bring it up on Raw, which is sad. And a lot of fans brought it up, and they didn't bring it up. Near the end of Zelina's stream one night, Bianca actually shows up during her stream and beats the shit out of Zelina.
Oh, wait, I did hear about that.
Yeah, it was so great. But then on the following Monday on Raw, they don't bring it up. It's like, that was amazing though.
Yeah.
They went one step beyond for you guys. Why didn't you bring that up?
Garza, Zelina Vega a little worried.
Almost ripped his pants right off. You know, the velocity of him going up, but how hard
Ooh.
Oh no! Must come down.
I love Montez Ford.
To Montez Ford.
Speaking of velocity.
Oh no.
That could be a problem.
Ooh.
Watch this one more time. Ford pulled this off against Andrade this past Monday night on Raw. Didn't work this time. 2-on-1 opportunity. Garza and Andrade capitalized.
You know, and outside of the poisoning issue, Kevin, another issue we've seen over the last couple months between Andrade.
Man, you watch wrestlers when you watch wrestling years ago, you never know where they're going to end up. Because I remember first seeing Zelina Vega when she was in TNA as Rosita, and she was TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions with Sarita.
Even with the poisoning situation, you know.
Now look at this, just trying to position Montez Ford outside the ropes. Garza is legal, however. Oh, the drop kick right to the face. So that was creative.
What Angel Garza did right there to him, that should be illegal.
That's all within the rules.
No more, baby.
Oh, and Tez is shaking. I mean, he's not looking good at all in that ring.
Back inside now, Garza looking for
Angel Garza also made a lot of appearances on Impact as Garza Jr.
Yeah.
Because Impact has a talent exchange deal with AAA. That's where Garza Jr. was wrestling.
On the right track. But, you know, in the last few weeks, it seems like she may actually be a source of dissension almost, you know. So
yeah, it's interesting how AAA has a talent exchange with both Impact and AEW.
Vega's been trying to position his clients for title
So you
making deals with other brands.
Yeah, so you can go to an AEW show and see wrestlers from both Impact and AEW.
Oh, wow, to both legs. There go the pants.
Thank goodness.
What?
Why did you say that, Byron?
And
there go pants.
Well, you know, just need to let you know, pants are gone.
In comes Andrade.
I think it was WWE.
Got to be impressed.
Oh, wow. Caught up with the armbar. Montez got to be
he's got it extended straight out.
Obviously very illegal, but very effective as well.
Within the referee's 5 count, Andrade using the bulk of it, then breaks in a big forearm.
Yeah, some people out there know Angel Garza is the nephew of the late legendary Hector Garza.
Yeah.
Which is why when he wrestled as Garza Jr.
Since he got here to WWE, so I'll be curious to see how they can bounce back if he can get the tag to Dawkins. It's sorely needed right now.
Yeah, for American fans, they would know Hector Garza from his appearances in WCW. I think he also made a couple appearances in TNA.
Anything whatsoever, just to get himself out of this predicament.
And you can hear the rumble from WWE Thunderdome as Ford backed into the corner, tag made again.
Yes,
Garza
that rumble. That canned rumble.
That patented WWE Rumble.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The confidence of Garza hooked to the inside.
You guys are hearing the commentary better than me.
By Ford.
And how frustrating. You know, he could have saved that whole 3 seconds period where he was yelling at the camera to get a cover there. That's better.
Look at Kevin.
Again.
On the middle rope. Uh-oh. Oh, right in the face of Dawkins. Now right in the face of Ford. And another tag. Andrade's got Ford tagged, tangled up a little bit.
Angel Garza's great.
Yeah. See, that made more sense because the other guy was holding Montez up.
Yeah.
And then he did the stomp. Yeah, see, that made more sense than the person legit getting up to get a double stomp.
Yeah.
Not just that, but after that, he landed right on his head.
Yeah, Garza and Andrade have become a really good team.
Well, let's be honest, of the Street Profits, good old King Tez there, he's not the guy that you want in the ring right now, especially not after being
Man, I remember Angel Garza when he has
maybe the added
beginning runs in NXT when he wasn't going anywhere, and then all of a sudden he did a turnaround and became NXT champion.
Your best tag team partner, your worst enemy. Andrade legal back into the matchup. Montez Ford in a world of trouble. Hold on a second. Able to get on his kick.
It could be the opening he needs here.
Right to the back of the neck.
Yes, there we go.
Tag made. And
here goes Big Dawkins.
Yeah, I think he beat Bobby Roode for the title, right?
Dawkins, come on.
Dawkins, they got
Andrade?
to turn this around.
What, for the US title?
The NXT title.
No, he beat
And anybody can
Drew.
get it tonight, Tom.
Oh, that's right. He beat.
Yeah, remember that's where Drew got the injury.
Yeah, he beat Drew and then he lost to Aleister Black. Yeah.
I've felt that a few times.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where Drew also got the injury.
Yeah.
By Dawkins. Dawkins had just enough to respond.
I mean, it was instinctual.
But Dawkins is still hurting. Watch this again.
Speaking of Bobby Roode.
Boom, this back elbow. Kevin,
there's the glory.
has knocked out opponents in the past.
I feel like someone
Somehow Dawkins
needs
was
to
able to
make a
rally,
list
and now Dawkins needs
of
to make a
all the
tally.
things
However,
that
Montez
take
Ford
off
has taken a
Dawkins'
lot of damage in this
like
match. Tag
ring
made
gear.
Garza to meet Ford.
Yeah.
Ford
Because
about
I
to
feel like
fly.
it's almost every time there's at least
What
something
elevation. Oh,
that happens to him with enough force.
Come on.
Good call by the ref. Fantastic referee work right there.
Look at the height. As Montez Ford soars for
almost.
Garza
I
trying
lied,
to
cheating,
past
steal.
the ref. Oh, went for the kick. I don't know if he got all
I
of
think he
it.
caught him right in the ear.
Garza cover broken up by Dawkins. Dawkins just in time.
What is she arguing
was
about?
wearing a
The
coat
ref's doing a
earlier
tremendous
in the
job.
pre-show. What
She
the hell
has,
happened to her
whatever she's
coat?
saying is not valid, right?
This is what she does best, Kevin.
That's fair.
I don't care. Do you care, Kristen?
Oh, look what happened.
I think we. This is,
Oh, look, a Pikachu! I
think
just saw
it's-
Pikachu.
yeah, I saw that earlier. Oh no! Not Zelina. He fell off the ring.
Andrade checking on Vega.
Oh, Andrade's not.
Angel Garza better pay attention.
Whoop.
Oh, shout. The cash out.
Looks like the timing was off because
Andrade.
Montez went back down.
Oh
came
shit!
back.
Andrade's not in position. No, Andrade, no, you're ruining this. Oh, boy.
It looked. Hey, Pikachu! I found a Pikachu. Where's my Pokemon go at?
Damn it, Andrade.
Yeah, the timing on was off. Because you saw 1 second Montez got up on the turnbuckle, but then got back down. They cut back to Andrade and Zelina, and they cut back to Montez where they did finally go back up and then do the move.
Yeah. Damn it, I was hoping Garza and Andrade would get that one.
Yeah.
So far, my prediction.
Yeah, the reason I thought they finally win because
that's why he slipped on the ropes a little. Okay. Go on, go, Nick.
Kevin, look at the change.
it's just now there's no excuse out. There's no reason for Garza and Andrade to get another shot. They've lost. They've lost too many times. So who is there left for it to go out to the Street Profits?
I don't know, man. Maybe Viking Raiders.
We already did that.
Look, Revival or the FTR already told us their tag team division sucked ass. I mean, what else do you want from them?
I mean, we have. I thought it'd be great for Garza and Andrade to win because they already have a team to feud with them in Alexander and Ricochet.
And it looks like they're even going to try to split Lucha House Party too. So, I mean,
Well, at least Kalisto leads the group, which is fine. Kalisto should be a
Thanks
single
for having
star.
me, guys. And before I go, I just want to throw something out there. Tomorrow, back by popular demand on Raw, the Kevin Owens show. And I'm
Kevin Owens
inviting
tie.
the one and only Aleister Black to join me.
Oh.
The invitation's out. Hopefully he'll be there, but I'll be there either way. So, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always a blast.
I hope we get to see that tomorrow night on Raw on USA.
Oh yeah, Aleister Black's been out since Murphy injured his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice they're having Murphy like
SmackDown
having second thoughts
Bayley
about
and
what
Sasha
Rollins
Banks.
is doing.
Now, Bailey, first off,
Yeah.
congratulations.
They're hinting a
Now,
little dissension.
you said Asuka would not be able to beat both of you, and quite frankly, without Sasha's help, you.
All right, Kayla, that's enough of your gotcha journalism, okay? Because normally I would take this lack of respect offensively, but not tonight, Kayla. Not tonight, because nothing's gonna ruin this
No,
historic,
Sasha has
dare
to
I
lose the
say,
title, right?
magical.
I'm not crazy, right? Sasha's
Now,
even
I'm
if
sure you
the
have some,
rivalry
like,
between Bayley and Sasha doesn't
questions
start,
for Sasha,
she has to lose the title tonight, right?
Well, yes.
I feel
Sasha,
like
do you expect
I don't
them
think
to
so.
turn the favor
I feel
tonight
like
when you're
I don't want
Raw
to see
Women's
another
title
Asuka as a
on?
chump.
If Bailey can be
pay-per-view.
Asuka,
They made her a
then
chump
I
while
know
she was
I can be
champion.
Asuka as well.
I'm
I know that
just
too.
worried. I'm
Yeah.
honestly worried.
Because Bailey gave Asuka the fight of her life. Now I know that Asuka is taking it personal because we took out
That was kind of a
Kyrie.
backhanded compliment.
But I am the boss. I'm the standard, and I love being two belts banks. Just like I
Well,
love
everyone,
Raw Women's
since they're displaying their
You know what
gold.
else I'm going to love? Tapping out Asuka.
Yeah.
And you can bank on that, Kayla. Yeah. Yeah. Did you get that? So
Hey,
basically
Sasha,
that
here,
means
where's where I
tonight
think you're not.
It's gonna be a clean.
This camera's not
Eh.
And then in 1 week at Payback, Sasha and I are going to successfully defend our women's tag team
My God.
championships and
I-
the role model
I
era
give
of
myself
dominance
hope Every pay-per-view, I'm like, this is when the rivalry starts. No. This is when the rivalry starts. No. This is when the rivalry starts.
There's only one true
Bailey get that.
ready for SummerSlam this year.
Don't worry about that.
That's right, Cena. Rich, creamy, and delicious.
Okay, I know I didn't drop some LSD or something, right? There's talking ice creams on my screen right now.
What? You are off your.
What are you talking about, Chris? I don't see anything. It's just some ice cream with some pictures on it. I don't know what you're talking about.
I literally just said where they can find us. Take it from the man.
Becky did post up something. Let me look on Twitter. Becky did post up something. To try to keep her busy while, you know, waving to have her kid and stuff.
Payback. Karma's coming. Be afraid. Debt collected. Time to get paid.
Yeah, here it goes. Here it goes. She's trying to start some form of like writing right now. So the title she posts up for what she's working on now is called Toast and Me, a study in 7 volumes.
Right here from the WWE Thunderdome with Payback, where Sasha and Bayley defend the women's tag team titles. But coming up next, it is a story of 2 women who are best friends. Now,
oh, here we go,
Mandy Rose,
folks.
Sonya Deville, they were closer than sisters.
This is a saga about jealousy, rage, and contempt, and it's boiled over to the point that neither of these 2 women can stand the mere sight of one another in the same shared space. Let's take another look at the saga of Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
That Raw Tag title match was decent. I thought it would have gone on a bit longer, to be honest.
Checking on. How are you doing?
I think it went on
SummerSlam
long
is in
enough.
2 days, and
Yeah.
I don't know what's going.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just me. I'm kind of by the end of this, I'm probably gonna be wrestled out for the rest of the night. I watched Takeover. I watched the Saturday Dynamite episode.
My entire life. Fire Desire was never about us.
And so far, my favorite match so far of what I watched this weekend has been the ladder match.
5 whole years of my life wasted.
And Nick can agree on that, right, Nick?
What?
The best match of the weekend so far has been the ladder match.
Yeah, it was good.
I want is to see you hurt.
Yeah, like I said, I saw the winner was Damian Priest, which is I thought it was too safe of a choice. I thought they were really building for Bronson Reed to win it.
To be fair though, they've established him as his own thing, a big thing, because like they give him a new entrance theme, they give him a new like entrance, and like you know what I mean, the thing be shown on the screen.
And that could be like the next feud for the belt.
Despite of all
I mean,
and ugly I've seen,
And Damian Priest is good. Like, he's a good talent.
Sonya, I don't know if you know this, but so much of the good and beautiful, we've been through it together when we were best friends. I'm choosing.
Mandy looks actually pretty good with slightly shorter hair.
I've been inseparable with for the past 5 years is still out there. I say we put this all behind us and get back to where we were.
Yeah, apparently,
Choose to see the good in you.
if what I read is true, Mandy was staying with Sonya Deville when that situation happened.
Yeah, I heard about that. I only just recently heard about that. And Fox 35 posts up a video clip of a bit of the trial where he asked Sonya what happened.
Yeah, man, some people are just freaking crazy.
Yeah, apparently she even finally, like, after it was done in war, she looked for tweets from the guy and she found a whole bunch. They even, like, I think one wrestling Facebook page I found even posted up one of them from the stalker. Like,
Well, let's not give that guy any more publicity than he deserves. That guy's a loser, and I hope he goes to jail for a long time.
The following contest is a no
Sonya's so evil.
match where the loser leaves.
Yeah, this feud has really. We've both seen Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville really develop as performers.
yeah. Like I said, like, it could go either way. Legit, one of them could leave and just come back eventually next month or so.
I think it makes more sense for Sonya because she's probably got to deal with the trial stuff more, and she probably just needs some time to
get it over with, and then get past it.
Exactly why Sonya Deville is going to step out of Mandy's shadow tonight.
That's the thing about the legal system. Sometimes it can take friggin' forever to get things done.
Yeah. I think the way this match ends, Mandy will try to shake hands or try to hug her or something, but then Sonya will just walk away.
Yeah.
But this is no disqualification. Imagine what these two women are capable of.
We've seen what Sonya Deville is capable of. The question is, does Mandy have it in her to
Yeah, those are smart though.
remain in WWE?
But since they only got a week to really build up Payback, instead of throwing in a bunch of rematches, put titles, feuds that weren't able to make it on SummerSlam on Payback, had the SmackDown tag titles defended, had the Intercontinental title defended.
Yeah. And he bring a bit more of a practical outfit.
Will finally end
So I hope you enjoyed what little bit of what we can give you of our initial reactions to.
Oh, that's just a sampling, just a little taste.
So, like we said in our opening part of our technical difficulties thing, we are going to add highlight snippets. Now we're going to talk about a lot of the highlights. Well, we're going to talk about the highlights of the first half, but you're not really going to see footage. I'm going to dive into the footage. We'll see what happens, pretty much. But we're going to just get into talking about this. So, our kickoff match was the United States Championship match as MVP took on Apollo Crews. This was a nothing match. A very nothing match. I can see why it was on kickoff. What?
It was okay.
Yeah, it was fine. MVP got a little offense in, but then ultimately it was just Crews most of the rest of the way.
Yeah, but it didn't really prove anything because neither one of those men are the real United States champion.
Yeah, sure or not. So he tries to go for, ultimately he meets his fate because he tries to go for a playmaker. Crews counters into what'd you call? I forgot. Which one of you called it something different during Horror Show? Called it something different. It was not.
I'm trying to forget the Horror Show.
Cruiseway.
The cruise missile. It's probably cruise control.
Cruise control. That was it. He nails the cruise control, retains. The other two members of Purpose showed up, and Crews just gets out of there, and that was it. It wasn't. It was definitely luckily this was only a pre-show match. Because it would have been the weakest match on the card, to be honest.
Well, I think they're building towards the real meat of this feud, which is a Crews versus Lashley.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of don't know what exactly. This is the second time that, every time when it comes to pay-per-views, it seems like these guys just get the kickoff slot or a match that doesn't happen. The whole Crews MVP thing that happened during Extreme Rules, was it that one or the previous pay-per-view where it was there was supposed to be a match but Crews wasn't?
Extreme Rules.
Yeah, they still haven't come out to explain what really happened. People have assumed he was just under quarantine to be on the safe side because they thought he may have had COVID.
Well, I mean, just overall, it just seems like a running theme where these guys are just pre-show. They always seem to be on the pre-show.
Well, it's probably because MVP, even though he is the leader of the group, he's more of the mouthpiece, while Lashley is more the fighter of the group. So they're probably saying it for Crews and Lashley to be the real, because Crews still hasn't gotten his win over Lashley yet. He's beaten Benjamin, he's beaten MVP. He has not been able to beat Lashley. It was Lashley's full Nelson that put him out of action. So more likely at Payback, it's going to be Crews versus Lashley for the U.S. title.
So next up, we had our opening match, which was the SmackDown Women's Championship match as Bayley defended against Asuka. And this is where, this is the first match, and it was a short match. I didn't mind this being a short match because, of course, Asuka had to wrestle 2 matches tonight. So like I didn't mind this. Like the only standout moment I got was like that really cool jumping DDT off the steps to Bayley that Asuka did. That was the only highlight I got. Was there any other moments that like caught your attention for what was a pretty short match?
Yeah, the whole point of this match was just to show that what Sasha and Bayley could do to try to sneak out SummerSlam with both belts. And it was unlikely that Asuka was going to leave with both titles, so they just wanted to get, I guess, just wanted to get that over with so they could get to the real meat and potatoes of the feud later on.
Yeah. Yeah, Sasha with the distraction that let Bayley get the roll up to retain her title. So that was good. But like I said, it was a short match. Mo, any other thoughts on that match? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know if you guys consider that a negative for how short the match is, but I think it's fine that it was short because then it's not like the way that you could go about it is you have a short match that leads into another like short match because it's like you want Asuka to win something. So she has 2 chances. If you have like a bunch of 2 long matches, then it doesn't seem it seems less probable for her to win anything if it's like she's been beaten up in the first match and was in the ring for a while, and then she's going into a second match and whatever injuries she might have gotten in the first match would still be there compared to what we ended up having, which I think was decent, which was good enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next up we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Of course, Street Profits defending against Team Vega.
Damn it, Andrade.
Yeah. Now here, like the previous match, I agree with Mo. I didn't mind that it was short. It made sense. Here though, I was not a fan that was short. Not a fan.
I mean, you just didn't want the smoke. You didn't want the smoke. So this is what happened.
So the biggest standout thing for me that happened during it was before the match, which was the solo cup confetti, as I call it, where it was like big and tiny solo cups coming out, just like confetti, which was so weird to me. The match itself was fine for being a short match. I'm probably gonna say that on the next couple, but it was fine. It was fine for a short match as it was. I don't think there was much to it, and it's sad too because I think these two could put on like a barn burner. These two teams could put on a barn burner if they were given enough time, and they really weren't. Do you guys have any other thoughts about the match? Any highlights?
You go ahead first, Mo.
I don't really have much to say. I expected the Profits to come out ahead on this, just because it was kind of like people still going for them. I feel like there should be like something bigger, like a lot bigger. Maybe if they're going to lose the titles, I think should be under some kind of stipulation match.
So yeah, this one, it feels like this match was definitely the result at Payback. It kind of felt like that to me, just a bit. But there was some good stuff here. But ultimately, what was it? They accidentally knocked Zelina off the turnbuckle. I was gonna say turnbuckle. And the ropes pretty much. And then Andre goes check on her. Angel eats some heavy offense from the Street Profits. Montez Ford proving why he's a god in the sky, and wins with that really cool looking like shifting angle like frog splash in midair. So yeah, it was fine for what it was. I feel like it could have gone longer, and there could have been so much more done. Not really entirely surprised that the Profits retained though.
Yeah, honestly, the main reason I feel like Andrade and Garza had to win is they've already blown many chances beforehand. This is basically kind of their last chance, and now they've lost again. And even though it wasn't completely clean because Andrade wasn't paying attention, it was still a clean win enough to where there's no argument for Garza and Andrade to get another shot, which is a shame because I thought Garza and Andrade were a good team. And now I just kind of wonder who is left for the Profits to face. I can't really think of any other heel teams they haven't already beaten unless they just put a new team together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So go on.
Yeah, another reason is that the only other team I know they have Cedric Alexander and Ricochet, but I felt they would be better chasing a team like Andrade Garza than trying to do a face versus face feud with the Profits. So I don't know what they're doing. This wouldn't be the first time WWE's had somebody lose over and over and over, and yet somehow still get title shots and end up winning. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. So this is where, folks, this is where our technical difficulties happened, and we didn't realize it, that the OBS stopped recording. So from here on in, we are going to probably slightly more deeper highlights. You're probably going to see a lot more footage of like what transpired and stuff and what we thought. So
I bet you Retribution was behind this. They're trying to stop us from entertaining our fans. Damn you, Retribution!
So, anyways, first up was Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. Now, I honestly think this was a really good built-up story, and this was the one. If I had to choose any of them, that could have been longer. If I got to choose, it would have been this one. I felt this match could have gone longer, but there were some highlights from this match. It wasn't a terrible match. It was another decent match. But so first big highlight was Mandy hitting Sonya with a flying clothesline off the commentary table, which I forgot which one of you said it looked like she almost wasn't going to make it.
I mean, I did, and
yeah. Well,
I mean, if you like just look at it enough, it looks like Sonya had to like move herself at least a little bit forward because it didn't look like Mandy had enough height in her jump to where she could have just landed flat on her face, and that wouldn't have looked good.
Yeah. Then there was more back and forth, and then a table came out. Oh, that's the other thing. You know what we were thinking about? What highlights the ad? That was the other part. Mandy struggling to get the table secure. Just like she thought she had it, she tried to flip it. It's like it wouldn't go over.
When they did get it up, we saw a unique spot that I honestly have never seen, where she was sliding the chairs across the table like an air hockey puck.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was interesting.
Then there's a lot more back and forth and stuff. They eventually get back into the ring, as you guys know, and then they get hit with a Sonya gets put through the table pretty much, and then it pretty much ends with them having a bit of back and forth in the ring, but ultimately, what does she call her finisher again? What does Mandy call her finisher again?
Glamour shot?
No, that's Breeze's finisher. That's spinning
the rose petal.
Is it rose petal?
No, it's
rose
not.
Thorn.
Every rose has its thorn.
Crap.
Just like every cowboy has a sad song.
Oh, great. Now we have to look up a finisher. Hold on. Heroes. Finisher. Let's see. Okay, okay, it's Bed of Roses, apparently. Or Goddess Fall.
Goddess Fall.
We'll go with Bed of Roses.
So
they have a bit of back and forth, but then she ultimately hits Sonya with the Bed of Roses to win. Sonya's in disbelief. She leaves completely shocked. And then we get Otis coming out like he's about to cash in on Mandy Rose.
Lose Money in the Bank, yeah. Oh, did we mention the stipulation for the loser? Because this, Sonya Deville has to leave WWE. So this is the end of this feud, which has been going on since October last year. Is that about right?
Yeah.
It feels like so almost a year-long feuds. Like, and people say WWE doesn't do long-term story booking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Otis came out like he was gonna cash in, so it's like there's a handle right there.
And then of course Mandy attempted to do the caterpillar.
She really didn't get it. She really didn't get it.
It's harder than it looks, people.
So, but yeah, I thought the match there could have been more to this. You know, I know what Sonya. I can't say I know what Sonya's going through, but like I feel like there could have been at least like a bit longer in the tooth. You know, more to it instead of what we got. What we got was good, but there could have been more to consider how long this rivalry's been going for.
It's been a long-term storyline. It's been a good storyline, but we have to admit it's not a storyline that's high on the card as much as the other matches did get the length of the matches too.
Yeah, but it kind of ended on a flat note for me overall. I mean, it was good what we got, but it was once again, like I said before, it was just short. Like it was just short. It was like I looked when we were watching in our initial recording, or we thought we were still recording. I actually looked at the times, and according to Reddit, it was just over 10 minutes long. So like, and then the Street Profits one was like 7 minutes or something like that. So like, yeah. Next up, this is where I regret the recordings acting up. We got Dominic Mysterio taking on Seth Rollins in a street fight. So first off, the first thing I noticed was Rollins wearing vintage Rey Mysterio attire from back in his days of it's homage to his Mysterio's attire from his WCW days.
The heel.
So Nick, could you explain this a bit more? Because you were in our initial reaction, you were explaining to us about it.
Yeah, I believe it's like one of his early attire that he did wear at WCW. It was the red outfit with the question marks and the tie. It's definitely old school Ray gear that he wore in like WCW and ECW.
Yeah, it was
something that a
cool.
long-time fan would recognize.
So from there, then we get this match, and for the most part, like Seth's looking dominant. We got it. It's really cool seeing Seth sell his ass off during multiple parts of this match.
Yeah, he's
like,
a good
really
seller.
Good seller. Like so many moves where it doesn't look like he does much. Seth sells it like freaking death. I can't remember any standout ones. There was a good DDT, counter DDT he did off the turnbuckle. I remember that one.
Dominic hit a really good Hurricane Rana.
Really good Hurricane Rana from Dominic. There was some good offense from him as well.
The whole street fight gimmick really did make up for Dominic's lack of experience, and also made it more believable that he was on someone like Seth Rollins' level. There's an even more even playing field.
Well, I mean, it makes so much more sense to have a street fight because there's bad blood between the two. So it's not going to be like, hey, you gouged out my dad's eye. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'll challenge you to a one-on-one regular wrestling match.
Yeah.
Eventually, weapons were involved, and one thing we forgot to note was when Mandy was taking out the table for that match, there was like a bazillion like kendo sticks below the ring, and we started cracking jokes about how they determine whether or not like how many kendo sticks how much weaponry below the turnbuckle, below the mat, did they determine what they're gonna add.
Yeah, the kayfabe logic of why is this kind of stuff underneath a wrestling ring? Just the guy is really sick and wants the wrestlers to hurt each other.
Well, there's just this guy that WWE employs, and he's just supposed to do certain things, but every time he just gathers a bunch of random objects and sticks them underneath the ring. Nobody tells him to stop doing it because he's kind of special, and it makes him feel good to know people are using the stuff that he brings in.
Well, as we know, under the ring is where both hell and where Hornswoggle live. And as we know, Hornswoggle's a hoarder, apparently.
Okay, so basically, weaponry eventually does get involved. Of course, the kendo sticks. There's a one point Seth Rollins tries to do like a more powerful, like inverted, like a more powerful vertical stomp, but misses. What else? Eventually they do get some more stuff out. They get a chair, and I know what the spot was what it is, but it was still weird. This chair goes from point A all the way to the other side of the ring. I'm like, did they loop the chair or something? So that's where like Murphy and Rollins are able to capitalize on that. Dominic's then there was a really cool spot where he does like a bottom rope 619, like a sliding.
Yeah, he does a 619 on the ring apron.
Like a sliding 619 of sorts. Eventually,
Oh, Chris, did you know that's the hardest part of the ring?
Really? I had no idea. So, Ray tries to basically get involved when they try to gouge out Dom's eye. Then eventually, Dominic's mother comes out. They're about to go to attack her, and then during our initial recording, I'm just screaming like from this old ABC show Dinosaurs, just like, not the mama, not the mama, not the mama, not the mama. So, but luckily Dominic's able to counter and come back. Also thanks a little bit to help with his father. But then eventually, Murphy and Rollins are able to handcuff Ray to the ropes.
Okay.
While Dominic does a couple of impressive frog splashes, but unfortunately the second frog splash he does in this match, Rollins gets his knees up, and then Rollins forces Mysterio to watch as he ends the match by stomping Dominic, using his stomp on Dominic, and that's it. I thought this was a good match. I feel like from this point onward in the show is where things kind of picked up a bit. Really did pick up from here on in. But yeah, I thought it was the first generally really good match of the night. What'd you guys think?
I really liked the match, especially for Dominic's first ever match in WWE. Not many people get that good of a debut match. So I think a lot of people were wondering going in how Dominic was going to perform in a full match, not just a brawl around ringside. And I thought he delivered. Yeah, sure, he's going to learn as he goes along, but I thought it was a good showing. And we'll have to see what the future holds for the young Mysterio.
Yeah. Well, what'd you think about Dominic's performance overall?
Don't die, Mo.
Like Nick said, not many people get this opportunity unless you are from a different sport and you're really hyped up, and then you end up playing your first actual match in the ring. It's a pay-per-view match, but this is a legacy child. So, and you still have the father involved and everything like that, and it's obviously Dominic has a size difference between him and Ray, so it's kind of just you don't know what to expect in terms of his move set just yet. Doing the frog splash and everything was a nice touch. I did like his ring attire, and everything was believable. It wasn't just oh, I'm gonna go out and just suddenly dominate against Rollins because he's never wrestled against Rollins before, so it's not like he would know his repertoire.
Yeah, Rollins is a multi-time world champion. He's main evented WrestleMania. So I know a lot of you guys thought that this should have been the end, and Dominic should have got the Heroes victory, which I think they're gonna save for Payback. Like you say, probably a tag team match where some combination of Aleister Black, Dominic, and Mysterio versus Murphy and Rollins. But I thought this was it's like when a few weeks ago we had Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. Now, as much as I want Orange Cassidy to win that first match, I understand why Jericho had to win the first match. Jericho is Rollins, like Jericho, is a high-level talent, and you had this younger guy who's trying to prove himself. It made sense for the veteran to get the upper hand in his first encounter. But ultimately, it doesn't mean this is the end. Like, Dominic can still come back at Payback, which is only a week away as this recording. And it was still a good match, good storytelling. Rollins was his best slimy heel, which he should never be faced again. He's just too good of a heel. And we'll have to see tomorrow night on Raw where the storyline goes.
So right now, like I said, for it was why I put in the recordings, and I'll say it again here, is that I feel like this finish was altered so they can have something to look forward to for Payback. And I feel like that's what you said was the reason. So I thought it was a good match. I'm not a fan that it kind of feels like they extending this feud just by one more week, so that we can there's a reason to watch Payback. So next up was the Raw Women's Championship match. Fun fact we got from Cole was that Sasha's never been able to successfully retain her women's championship since joining the main roster.
It's true.
Yeah.
And it was still true.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. So basically, the first thing I noticed in this match wasn't the match. It was thanks to the crowd at the Thunderdome. Which was somebody briefly posted a sign that said "Fire Velveteen Dream," which I'm like, oh, okay, that was random. Of course, the screen got immediately blacked out, but I noticed. I'm like, oh, I see what they did there.
They did an investigation, guys.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't actually blacked out because it did. The screen was changed, but that's because the whole crowd gets changed. Is changed around, and then kind of cycled through because eventually you see that again later on in the match, or at least one of the other matches. Plain as clear as day.
Speaking of the crowd, Pikachu showed up in the crowd.
Yeah, while Pikachu showed up, which was cool. It was during this match, right?
I think this was the match we noticed it. I don't know if it was somebody wearing a Pikachu costume or somebody just had a plush.
It was just a plushie. I noticed it and I saw a person holding the Pikachu plushie.
Well, I hope so because furries are evil. Yeah, I said it.
I'm not going to touch that.
We're getting a little sidetrack on that.
Yeah. So anyways, this was a good match. This was better. While it was a bit longer than the previous women's match, this was a bit longer. Sorry, I don't know why I worded it like that or said it like that. No, I like this match. It was a bit longer than the previous match. There's a lot more going on in it overall, which I'll get to in this in a sec. So first notable spot was definitely that cartwheel powerbomb Sasha does to Asuka onto the outside mat. That looked like it hurt.
That sickening thud. Let's play the replay.
Thud. Yeah,
it's like, oh wow, they almost died. Let's see that 10 more times.
Yeah, and they were just they knew they didn't have a lot of time, I guess. So they just went
balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall from the get-go. A lot of back and forth and stuff. Another notable spot was the Asuka doing this cool looking like kind of standing DDT off the top rope onto Sasha. So basically, like, she had her in it and she jumped off and like planted her when they landed on the mat, pretty much. So it looked like a standing DDT off the top rope. That was pretty sick. And then we got this collection of different like Sasha getting submission on Asuka, Asuka trying to get a submission on Sasha, back and forth, really good back and forth and stuff. But then ultimately, during one slight moment after that little submission chain festival, Bayley tries to distract Asuka, but unfortunately, because Asuka will stop her, but because of Bayley's interference, Asuka's able to counter Sasha's attacks, eventually locking the Asuka lock to win and become a 2-time Raw Women's Champion. Technically, in all WWE, this would be her her 4th women's title win. So,
and the streak continues.
Yeah, and Sasha's streak continues, and you can see the look on their faces, on like Sasha's face. The look of despair.
I don't really know how she can legitimately try to blame Bayley for this, because Bayley did the job of distracting Asuka. It was Sasha who failed to capitalize on it properly.
Yeah.
And of course, at Payback, they're defending their women's tag champions, so we'll have to see who their opponents will be.
They're going bye-bye. Okay, so overall, like I said, I enjoyed this more than the previous women's championship match. It was fast and furious from the get-go, and I'm happy with who won. What'd you guys think?
Got a belt back.
What'd you guys think of the match overall?
You go first, Mo.
It was I enjoyed the submission chain of events that occurred. Trying to repeat something that happened in the first match with Asuka trying to hit the person who's essentially distracting the match, which led to the overall finish was cool. But honestly, I know beforehand I was just like, the Banks and Bayley are gonna retain their titles, but in reality, I was fine either way with the outcome of this match, because I knew they're all good, but it is kind of ridiculous to have 4 belts on these 2 women, or them holding all the women's titles.
Yeah,
it was fine. It was fine for the short term, just to see it. But it was time to stop that.
Yeah.
Time to stop.
Nick, your thoughts?
I thought it was a really good match, as we've seen over the past couple of weeks, past month or so. Sasha and Asuka have really good chemistry together. Even though they had those BS endings to their previous 2 matches, those matches themselves, when it came to in reaction, were still really good. I'm really glad Asuka now has a championship back, because she's my favorite. So now we have to see how this affects what feels like a year build-up of Bayley and Sasha splitting up.
Mm-hmm.
And probably a year longer than that. And I'm glad Asuka's champion again. Looks like she'll be moving on to Shayna Baszler. Seems like that'll be the next feud. I'm just hoping that, unlike her previous 2 women's title runs, Asuka is actually booked as a strong champion, like her original NXT title run.
Yeah. So next up was the WWE Championship match against Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. So fun fact, folks, this is where our original technical difficulty started, because my webcam acted up. I had to turn off Zoom, come back into Zoom, and it was fixed again. So I thought that was the only problem I had to deal with. Apparently, we were wrong. So, anyways, Anyways, this was honestly a pretty good match. So we're gonna get into it. My favorite opening was Orton throwing his hoodie into the crowd for some reason.
He's such a heel. He's like the kid. There's no crowd for him to catch it.
I did like the hoodie, the back. It said Legend Killer. It looks like the number of people he's defeated.
Yeah,
tally marks.
I've always liked Orton's T-shirts and gear. They always look cool. They use that Viper imagery, and I know some people don't like Randy Orton. They try to say he's boring, but he has done some shitty things in his personal life. But he is a fantastic performer. He's great at facial expressions. He knows what works at being a heel. He knows how to get a proper reaction. And when he's motivated, he can be a great storyteller like he has in his current run. So honestly, I do think Orton is one of the best WWE has had, certainly in the past 20 years.
Right. So Orton throws hoodie into the crowd. Hilarious. Then Randy Orton does his usual thing of leaving the ring as soon as the match starts. Turns out it was a trap, and like they start wrecking the table. Like McIntyre, he tries to put McIntyre through it. Then he tries to go for a drinking DDT off the commentary table, and this is the part I missed. So you guys told me what happened because McIntyre counters, but I didn't. This was when I was trying to fix things. How did McIntyre counter again?
Oh, he just got out of it and he just threw Orton off, put him through it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you didn't really miss much.
It wasn't anything like elaborate.
Yeah.
Eventually they get back into the ring. Then there's a figure four leg spot, and a clever move by Orton pulls the ref towards him. Then while the ref is trying to get back up, rakes the eye of McIntyre, causing him to bleed.
Oh, he didn't rake it. He gouged it.
Causing him to bleed.
What is up with raw heels and going out to people's eyes?
Well, eyes are the window into one's soul, and they want to, shatter that window.
And then, there was eventually this moment where I thought, Orton got busted open after getting hit with the Glasgow kiss. But it turns out a lot of the blood just rubbed off from McIntyre onto, Orton's face. It's like, oh, okay. But there was definitely some other good spots as well. But then near the end is where, everybody was pressing their super counters and stuff like that. Because, McIntyre escaped a couple of RKOs. Orton escaped getting hit with a Claymore kick. Even went for a punt kick itself, but eventually McIntyre dodged. Then Orton went for another RKO. And then McIntyre won with a backslide pin, which was a surprise. And guess what? We never saw it coming.
A clean win, and still you're WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. Surprisingly, there was no interference in this match, and no appearance by anyone who people expect to be as bad like Ric Flair or Retribution.
Well, Shawn Michaels made an appearance in a box.
Yeah, it looked like he was in some basement where they decided to put furniture only in one corner of the room.
Okay.
But surprisingly, Retribution didn't make a single appearance in this show.
I was going to get to at the end, but yeah. Or did they? Did their leader show up? Okay, no, but anyways, then my brother's gonna put this next one, but all I'm gonna say is spoiler for Nick. It was an interesting spoiler.
Play World of Tanks.
Yeah, play World of Tanks. So after this, then we got the Universal Championship match. Of course, Fiend versus Braun. First thing Mo noticed when we were listing off highlights was that this is the first time we've seen the Fiend actually come out to his entrance in quite a while. And also the 1-year anniversary of the Fiend's initial debut.
Yep, where 1 year ago he destroyed Finn Balor, and he's been on a destructive streak ever since. We're gonna ignore that roadblock.
Ooh, they should bring back that pay-per-view. But anyways, yeah, it was nice to see that after a while.
Sorry.
And there's one thing we noticed a lot in this was that Strowman, like, okay, we were honest, Bray won, but like they did make Strowman look strong.
Yeah, he was the first person to kick out of the Sister Abigail from the Fiend.
Yeah,
which they noted.
Yeah, he like wrecked shop too. He like in the beginning of the match, he just was all over the Fiend. He was taking in full control. It wasn't until like when they started to fight in the back for a bit, that's where like Fiend took over, hit the Sister Abigail. But like I said, like you guys said, only kicked out. Strowman kicked out at 2, which was a surprise, and got a nasty little like scrape on his head too. But then like but they made him look strong. Like they come back out. Fiend tries to attack Strowman with the mandible claw, but Strowman's actually able to counter it, which was impressive because the last time that happened to Strowman, the Fiend was successful.
Yeah, they made Strowman look really strong. It truly was a battle of monsters, as I said in our initial reaction to it. It was Godzilla versus King Kong. It was Freddy versus Jason. It was Alien versus Predator. It was the Monster versus the Fiend.
It was salt versus pepper. Let's see. He countered Mandible Claw. They get back into the ring. He does a couple of power slams, near falls. So he grabs the toolbox from a earlier part. They go back and forth for a bit. Then he clocks the Fiend. Was it Strowman clocks the Fiend with a toolbox, right?
No, it was the other way around.
No,
Fiend clocked
him.
They Fiend clocked him with the toolbox. They go back to
something that should actually be under a wrestling ring.
Yeah. So they get back into the ring. He hits Strowman hits another power slam on Fiend, but Fiend kicks out. So he goes back over to the toolbox, opens it up, and grabs a X-Acto knife, and he starts cutting up the mat.
No, it was like
box cutter.
It was like a box cutter. Really sharp
DeWalt box cutter. Sponsor us, DeWalt.
Yeah.
Want to.
But anyways, he cuts a piece of the mat off, exposed the wood underneath, because apparently wood greater than metal objects they could have grabbed from underneath the ring to make it even hurt more. But I don't know. That's just my logic. So right when he's setting it, Strowman's setting him up. It's basically the exposed wood cost Strowman. Giggity. Fiend's able to counter, hits a Uranagi on the wood, hits two Sister Abigails on the wood. It was 2, right, Mo?
I believe so. If like he,
it was 2.
Fiend did quite a bit of stuff to Strowman to like end it. So it wasn't like one of those times where he, like, you know, he just hits one move and then it's that. It's like he like threw everything multiple times at him.
It truly was a battle, a clash of titans.
Yeah, but he does 2 Sister Abigails on Strowman to become our new Universal Champion.
3-time world champ.
3-time world champ, that's right. And this was like I said, before we get into what really happened at the end, this was impressive. I love what they do with Strowman. At no point did I feel like this was like a Lesnar thing. Like at No Mercy or at Crown Jewel, it was a Lesnar where he was going to get squashed. He came in, he wrecked shop, he kicked out of, no, he didn't kick out of, it took 3 Sister Abigails to put Strowman down. It took 3. And a near mandible claw. But I love how strong Strowman looked in this.
And 2 of those were on exposed wood.
Like, they knew they had to put the title on the Fiend, no matter what. They had to put the title on the Fiend, so they made Strowman at least look strong, and he didn't go out without a fight. And I appreciate that.
Considering Strowman was a last-minute replacement for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania against Goldberg, Braun Strowman still had a very lengthy, really good title run.
Hey, Nick, did you say Roman Reigns? Because as soon...
Oh, my God!
Because as soon as the Fiend was celebrating, he turns around and eats a fucking spear from a returning Roman Reigns with a shirt that says "Wreck everyone and leave." So based on what little dialogue we hear from Roman, he's not happy either of them are in this Universal title picture. He's pissed at Strowman for being involved in this. He's saying he's the one who created the monster initially. And he's just smack talking them both. I think he calls one of them a bitch at one point. I think he calls the Fiend a bitch.
Okay.
But yeah, and he stands tall holding the Universal title. So
guess what, guys? We never saw it coming.
Never saw it coming.
So unlike the tagline at Backlash, it actually lived up to it.
Yeah, so I know you guys weren't, when we saw the initial, you guys weren't fans of it, but I liked it. I liked it so much. First off,
oh, you go ahead.
First off, yeah, we didn't see it coming. It was a nice surprise. It was nice, regardless of what you think of Roman. It was nice seeing a familiar face again after months of not seeing him. It's like if Becky came back with full on pregnancy belly and knocked out Sasha for some reason.
No, it's like if Becky came back with her child holding on to her and then kicking everyone else's ass.
Exactly. So I think it works. Roman comes back, and the way that his dialogue, the way he was talking to Strowman and the Fiend, the way he was acting, this is a man who's pissed that he didn't get his title out, that he lost. He, according to him, never got his title opportunity at WrestleMania against Goldberg. And
you mean the one he voluntarily relinquished?
There, like I said, that's why I said when we were in the reaction, I was telling you, SmackDown's gonna be interesting this coming Friday. SmackDown's gonna be really interesting this coming Friday to see where they roll with Reigns' character. Okay.
Yeah, my thing is, I don't mind Roman's back. I don't even mind him being in the title picture. The thing is, this was just a culmination of a great storyline between The Fiend and Braun Strowman. It's been going on since the day after WrestleMania.
And they don't give it any breathing room with Roman
they didn't even get a
returning.
chance to breathe. They built The Fiend and Strowman so well, and then out of nowhere, Roman just beats them both down like they're a couple of bitches. I just thought it was disrespectful. Sure, he used a chair, and yeah, they were tired after their match, but still, The Fiend has taken way worse punishment than a couple of spears, and I thought The Fiend sold it too much.
To be fair, remember what The Fiend just went through with Strowman. Like I said, Strowman was wrecking Fiend shit for a bit. It's not like he was attacked at 100%. If he was attacked at 100%, he probably was snapped up after what Goldberg did to him. And that's it. No, he went through hell with Strowman, so he wasn't at 100%. I can forgive that. Same goes for Strowman eating it too.
Just please, WWE, please don't have The Fiend lose his title in 7 days to Roman Reigns at Payback.
Payback's gonna be so special.
No.
So special, Nick. You should be excited.
It was bad enough you disrespected The Fiend in Saudi Arabia against Goldberg. You disrespected him in his first title run when he was WWE champion. Let him have an actual title. Roman Reigns does not need to be the world champion to be a big star. Now you can also say that about The Fiend, but I think The Fiend, whoever takes the belt off The Fiend, needs to be someone they establish as a star. Like I said, I believe in the initial recording we try to do, it should be someone like Otis. Otis who you slowly build up, someone who The Fiend will not take seriously or see on his level, who could be a conquering everyman, not a Superman like Roman Reigns.
Roman. Look, I'm gonna be honest. You know what I can see? You remember Money in the Bank with Rollins? And what happened? He got the title back, right? What happened immediately afterwards?
Ambrose cashed in.
So think about it.
You think
they're not gonna immediately push Roman, because they've learned. It feels like they've obviously learned that they can't. They pushed Roman enough. He was gonna get a title opportunity at WrestleMania, and then they're gonna roll with it. It feels like they're probably gonna take a couple steps back. So here's why I think.
They can control the crowd reactions right now.
Because, if anything, Roman can take the title of the Fiend and increases Otis's chances of cashing in.
The Fiend should have the belt for at least a decent amount of time. Look, I get he's like the Undertaker, where Undertaker didn't really ever need the world title to be the Undertaker. But this was a months-long feud of story building, and the Fiend shouldn't lose so soon. Like, beating the Fiend should be a rare occurrence.
So I just want to say this, and that will be my piece. If Roman turns out to be the head of Retribution as the leader, I would think that would be the way that he gets the belt. It gets taken off of the Fiend because he has this overwhelming force in Retribution and wins. But Otis, being the everyone man, has the whole locker room behind him and ends up taking on Roman Reigns. So that way, it's the heart of these two shows versus Retribution, and that's how Otis wins, is with the help of with the support of the rest of the locker room.
Yeah, honestly, I think I said in the pre-show thing that Retribution, we have to find out, number one, why they're called Retribution and what their motivation is. Roman Reigns being the leader of Retribution would make sense because he feels like he has to get, and why we said, why are they trying to stop the show? Because Roman Reigns feels like, you put us in this situation where I couldn't be on the show, so I'm going to make sure if I can't be on the show, you guys aren't going to have a show. So yeah, I think Roman Reigns being the leader of Retribution would make a ton of sense. I think it's overtime for them to try heel Roman. They should have done it a long time ago. And honestly, he acted very heelish in his attack on the Fiend Strowman. And honestly, it was some of his better performances than he ever was as a face. So we'll have to see tomorrow night on Raw or Friday on SmackDown if Roman Reigns truly is the leader of Retribution. And we'll have to see what goes from here. I do recall saying that the reason they wanted to pay back a week after was they wanted an angle they wanted to immediately follow up on. So this is probably it.
Okay, so grade time. I'm going to give it a B-. Right off the bat. I feel like that's the grade I'm going to go with. There were matches. The first half of this pay-per-view was weak, in my opinion. It was like Dominic afterwards where it got really strong. It picked up. There were other because I thought the Dom Rollins match was good. The strongest story-based match, one of the stronger story-based matches of the night. The Raw Women's Championship match was good. Short, a bit longer than the previous Women's Championship match, but short. But I still liked it. Though, let's be honest, they need to have one of these matches go beyond 15 minutes for the Women's Championship matches, and neither of them did, which is kind of sad. But I did enjoy both the WWE Championship match as well as the Universal title match as well. And I did really like Roman returning. And you think, based on that, I probably would give it a C+, but a B- because this was Thunderdome worked for me tonight. Thunderdome really worked for me tonight. There were moments where, they used canned crowds. They used canned crowd noise. But it was seeing the faces that worked for me so well. Sure, there was some random Firefly between Dream, Wild Pikachu, duplicate images, all that stuff. But watch back when Drew comes out. There are a bunch of people on those footage cameras clapping for him. Something we never got at WrestleMania. Something we never got at Money in the Bank. Something we never got at Backlash. We got a general happy crowd reaction to Drew McIntyre showing up. And that, for me, was something special. I really appreciated that. For the first time since this stupid Thunderdome thing started, I'm serious because I'm not saying it like a stupid idiot. That's part I enjoyed most, was that there was actual good crowd reactions. Like, you didn't see ours, unfortunately. Once again, I apologize for that, but like the crowd was amazing. I thought it's still a lot to work out. There were still stuttering, freezing issues, but it was so nice to see a reaction crowd to Drew winning, to Drew just going there, to like Sasha and Bailey showing up, to Orton showing up, booing Rollins, yaying Dominic. That was great. That's what bumps up to a B- for me at the very least. So, Mo, what's your grade?
I am going to give it a B, because while there were some moments that didn't reach a certain caliber, it was I think the lineup for the matches was interesting. There wasn't any match that was just like so disappointing. There were quite a few good matches. The Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Seth Rollins match, I feel like that was great storytelling in a match, and there was a lot of moments in that match that would make you more invested in what was going on than a normal match. And then there's the championship matches all around. They all had their good moments that I enjoyed. Could there have been something a little bit more added? Sure, but I think overall it at least deserves a B.
Yeah, I mean, personally, that's one of my biggest drawbacks is like, okay, Vince originally said one of the reasons they're making them short is because they don't really necessarily have a crowd. Now you have a crowd. It shouldn't be 2.5 hours if you have a crowd now. It should be like
It's not an actual crowd. It's just
it's the crowd we can get for now. Like, there were reports that Vince is happy right now with how everything's been going now. So I mean, it being 2.5 hours, and it's not even because it's one of the big four. Honestly, it's not even because of that. It's because just like it feels like this could have gone longer, and that's why I said that's why the biggest drawback for me was the length of some of the matches in the first half that really took me off. That could have done more. Like, the biggest offender of that was definitely the Rose Deville match for me. But sorry, go on, Mo, if you have anything else to say.
When it comes, like I mentioned before, when it comes to the length of the matches, for at least some of them, they're I mean, you already heard me say this before, but for a lot of these matches, they're going to feel short because they're not TV matches where there's going to be a break in between, which kind of like mentally it seems like the match is longer because there's a commercial break in between and there's stuff that's going on. But also what I just thought of was that if you made it too long and you have a bunch of people that are sitting like just looking at the webcam and they're just like they're not like physically there, so it's not like they have to go through a crowd of people to get out of their seat. They can just like leave the video feed for a moment and go do something, like if they need to go use the bathroom, whatever. And I think if you make the pay-per-view longer, then there's the chance of more people kind of like disappearing at periodic times, and I don't know if they're like if it's worth it.
Right. Nick, your grade.
B plus.
B plus. Okay,
Yes.
You're the highest of all three of us.
Yes. I think you're being a little too harsh on the first half of the show. It wasn't spectacular. No. But were any of the matches bad? No, there wasn't a bad match on this show. They weren't all spectacular, but they were all still decent, good matches. And honestly, especially, I thought Mandy Rose and Deville, I know you wanted the match to be longer, but what we did get was good. It was a good end to the rivalry. The story's over. Good storytelling. But after that, the show was on fire. You had Dominic Ray, and you had Dominic Rollins. And then even though Asuka Sasha wasn't long, they still tore the house down. It was still a great match. And then you had 2 world title matches that were both fantastic. Then you had the huge angle surprise Roman Reigns show at the end. It felt like a big show. It felt like SummerSlam, one of the big 4. And so, honestly, if the beginning of the show was a little stronger, I would have given it an A-. But since the Thunderdome, like you said, did help the atmosphere. If like the arena, like the whole look of the arena, people's faces being in the crowd, that definitely did help bump it up from when they were doing shows in the Performance Center. So overall, it gets a B+ for me.
So yeah, so we all pretty much overall average out to Mo's score, a B. So there we go. We worked that out. So thanks everyone for watching. Like I said, this will not, I promise you right now, this will not happen in the fucking Payback. I will guarantee you this will not happen when we do our reaction to Payback. But thank you for watching up until this point. If you are, we really do appreciate it. But other than that, folks, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about some wrestling goodness in the summertime, hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well. Let us know what you guys thought of our reaction to WWE SummerSlam 2020. Was there stuff you liked? Was there stuff you hated? Did you feel like a lot of matches could have been longer? Did you feel like they were appropriate size? Did you feel that Thunderdome helped kind of magnify the quality of tonight's event? Let us know in the comments below. Put down what you thought of our reaction overall. But most importantly, we thank you for watching. And of course, on the next episode of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling, we kept on bringing it up, and we're going to bring it up one more time. So in 1 week's time, we are going to be back for a little bit of Payback. So stay tuned as we check out WWE Payback.
You'll never see it coming.
And you will no. This one won't see it coming because it's Payback.
Oh, right.
It's Payback
because it's been announced. All right.
Yeah, it's been announced. So we are seeing it coming. So until next time, folks. I am Kristen. Oh, sorry. Apologies. Sorry. Mo, we know they can find you somewhere on the internet. Nick, where can they find you?
You can find my weekly articles, Spandex, Suplexes, and Wrestling Review, where I review what's going on in the week of wrestling, particularly in WWE and AEW, every Saturday afternoon on Florida Geek Scene. Also like to announce I've started a new series on Florida Geek Scene called Spandex and Suplexes, the interview series, where I will actually be interviewing professional wrestlers. The first episode is out now. You can find it on Florida, where I interview 17-year veteran Alex Chamberlain, who most recently appeared on AEW Dark, and Sean Spears. So you can definitely check that first episode out on FloridaGeekScenes.com and also on Florida Geek Scenes YouTube channel. So be sure if you give me a like and subscribe, I appreciate it. And until next time, we have.
So until next time, folks. I'm of course Kristen.
I'm Nick Slade.
And I'm Mo. That's me.
That's him. That is Mo. And this has, of course, been a very SummerSlam-esque filled episode of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling. So, of course, we will all see you later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out our previous reactions,
or any one of our other SRB shows,
check out one of our playlists down below.
If you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can find us on Twitter
and Stardust
at Super React Bros.